Let's wrap the first round by highlighting the league's superstars. And joining us tonight is one of our reliable volleyball analysts. Our good friend Noreen Go is with us. Good evening.
Hello, boys. Good to be here with you guys.
You know what? I'm excited for, the social media clamor that will come out after this list right now. Kasi she has a list here of the top 7, in her opinion, in the first round. So we're gonna name all of them first.
Game.
And we'll get to them one at a time. So from NU, Lambs Lamina as a setter. NU's Alessia Solomon as an opposite hitter. NU's Bella Belen, outside hitter. UST's Ea Laure, outside hitter. NU's Ivy Laxina, middle blocker. DLSU's Thea Gagate as middle blocker. And NU's Jan Yerva as libero. So there's the list right there on your screens. And boom, who do you want to start with?
Let's start with the setter. Set the table right away with Camille Lambs. Why is she your choice?
Well, we have to admit, NU, for me right now at 7-0, they're the most complete team. So if you have a complete team, your setter really has to be creative. You know, you have 3 of your players in the top 10 in scoring. So that speaks a lot about the setter. Then I looked at the stats. She's actually number 1, so she deserves to be number 1 for me.
She was a former best setter too in high school. She's been with these girls for a long time.
Yeah.
She's got all the weapons.
Yeah, and it shows in the team. You mentioned it a while ago, undefeated yung NU, and majority of the players here are, they're deservedly so on this list. Alessia Solomon now, opposite hitter for NU as well. Number 7 in scoring, number 1 in serves. What do you see from her?
For me, she's by far one of the most dominant opposite hitters in the league today, no? She's still young, and I'm really excited for her career. I'm hoping to see her as part of the national team in the future, but what she brings is stability as an opposite hitter, really. She's complementing the entire team of NU.
That statement that you just said, that she's still young, you can say this for the whole
The
list.
entire NU team. Yeah.
Who at one point or another are national team members, former national team, and will be part of the national team, including the one that you chose as our outside hitter, Bella Belen, who is not only so good in terms of her playing, always camera ready too, but
That
always
is true.
delivering.
That is true.
Right? Your thoughts on her, Noreen?
We have to mention that she is the only player in the top 10 in all categories.
Yes.
In all categories, she's the only player.
Wow.
I have my código because all categories, she's number 5, a scorer, number 2 in spikes, and so on and so forth. But what I love about Bella Belen is the simplicity she brings to the game. She makes it look easy. She's enjoying, and she's contributing at the same time. So really, all-around player for me.
Great point.
Yeah, incredible. Just to round out your point there. So number 5 in scoring, number 2 in serves, number 2 in spiking, number 7 in receiving, and number 10 in digs. Grabe. So I think we can move on to a non-NU player muna.
Non-NU player.
Non-NU player.
But equally special, if not probably, in the eyes of a lot of people, the most special this year.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a hot take, I guess, but not so hot if you're asking the UST Golden Tigresses, Ea Laure.
I have to admit, when I was tasked to come up with a 7, she was the first person that came into my mind. For me, so far in the first round, she's my MVP.
I was going to ask you at the end of the discussion.
No, I have to say it already.
Okay.
I have to say it already, only because no other UST player is part of the top 20, I think, in scoring. And they're at 5-2. So imagine what she's been doing for UST. She's literally carrying the team on her back, on her shoulders, and they're still looking to the Final 4.
Yeah, there's also an intangible about her in the clutch moments. They've had 4 or 5 setters already in the UAAP, and she has delivered in the end for them in their wins.
She just doesn't want to lose.
She doesn't want to lose.
That's what you love about her.
That's why I said she's special.
Yeah, you see it in the way that she plays. She also has this poise and this experience that's really shining through. And really, it's something to watch out for. We also have to go back to NU right now again because NU, again, they're all over the place. Ivy Laxina, middle blocker. What's so special?
The next Dindin Santiago.
Yes.
Actually, but we have to mention, in terms of scoring, the top 10, no middle blocker is part of the top 10. But if you're about 11, 12, you're in a good place. And what I like about Ivy Laxina is the leadership she brings to this very young squad. She's actually playing really well. She has improved through the years. I mean, we saw her as a rookie. And I think she's a good complement also to NU.
Sundan na natin na isang middle blocker.
Yeah.
Another one, Thea Gagate, you chose her.
It's pretty much the same. You know, they're complementing the very volatile outside hitters. You can see in the top 10, it's really more outside hitters. So these middle blockers are just playing solid. Once you play solid and you're in the 10, 12 leading scorers of the conference, the season, then you're in a good place for me.
And of course, for Libero, Jen Yerva, again, balik na tayong NU. Kasi this NU team, up and down, has been performing so well. They have so many players here. Jen Yerva, number 1 in receiving, number 3 digger in the league.
Well, when we talk about the setter in Lamina having to be creative, then you have to have a good floor defense. And that's what Jen Yerva provides. Number 1 in receiving, number 3, like he said, in digging. So that in itself, she's really helping the squad get that 7-0 in the first round, and they're hoping to, in the second round do the same.
Can they stay undefeated? NU?
Hot take bigla.
Okay.
For me,
Okay,
okay.
we will end with that.
Okay.
We will end with that.
No fair.
Can they stay undefeated? Can naman.
They can.
They can.
Yeah, but as we all know, being undefeated comes with a lot of burden also.
Right.
So let's
Pressure,
see whether or not.
right?
Let's see whether or not these young girls can come up and handle that. Noreen, maraming salamat.
Thank
you
you.
very much for joining us.